really close play at first base.
Stephen Milam ruling about at first base. The previous play is under review.
Stephen Milam from deep in the hole. Ronnie, there were some concerns about his ability to throw people out from that point on the field, but he has erased most of those this year. His release from glove to hand and release on the throw to first base is very, very quick. Let's take another look.
This is really close. You see Jones with the big stretch. Watch the green bag, and he looks safe to me.
He's safe on that replay.
Yeah, the ball not quite in the glove. Nicoletto gets down the line in a hurry. 6 foot, 190 pounder. He's an Australian by way of Columbia College. He's from Perth, Australia. That's over way on the west coast of Australia. And he got down the line pretty quickly.
After review, the runner at first base is safe. Missouri retains their challenge, still has 2 remaining.
So an infield hit for the first baseman, Nicoletto. And a successful challenge for the Missouri Tigers. It brings up Brock Daniels. Daniels comes into the game hitting .286. 1 homer, 10 driven in. That's a strike. Matthew Wilbanks is calling balls and strikes. Eric Gaucher is at first base. Danny Cricks is the second base umpire. And Jeff Head is at third. In third.
Milan, he was too far off the bag.
LSU challenging ruling of safe at second base. Previous play is under review.
They're gonna check it. I don't know, by the naked eye from our vantage point way up above home plate. I felt like he was safe. They had him. Milan had kind of wandered off the bag. He's got to know the situation. This is awfully close, but is there enough to Milan? Knew right away. He's the one that told Jay Johnson to challenge it, and one went against LSU and the other went for the Tigers.
That'll go as a base hit, but a throw out at second base. 2 hits in the inning, but no damage done. Missouri 100, and a couple of those are well above 400. Derek Curiel in left field, Jared Jones at first base, Daniel Dickinson at second base. Josh Pearson is the right fielder, Stephen Milam the shortstop, Jake Brown is the DH. He was 2 for 2 with a double and 4 driven in yesterday, coming off the bench as the DH. Luis Hernandez homered yesterday. He's batting 7th and catching. Michael Braswell at third base. Chris Stanfield is batting 9th in center field. And that's a lineup that's going to be taking its swings against Will Libbert, the second of 3 left-handed pitchers scheduled to go as starters in this series for Missouri.
Well, the lefty is a super prospect, a guy who in high school had Tommy John surgery his senior year, so he was out all of last year. He's back healthy, had a healthy fall. You see, this is his 4th start of the season. ERA 5.5, but the fastball's electric. It's 91 to 94 miles an hour, and but the adrenaline and command, that's what Carrick Jackson, the Missouri skipper, is a little worried about today. Can he control his emotions, find the zone? If he does, he'll throw about 80 pitches max, as he's still sort of coming back from Tommy John a couple of years ago.
He's allowed 12 hits this year. That's about 1 an inning. He's got Curiel in front of him right here. Ronnie, there are 3 left-handed batters in the lineup today for LSU against this lefty, Libbert. But how about this for production, lefty on lefty? Curiel is batting .474, Pearson .429, and Brown .500 against left-handers. No real southpaw to southpaw advantage among those 3.
Yeah, but they're definitely stepping up in velocity today against Libbert, and of course yesterday against Los. They were challenged as well and came through past that test, as Losi was got banged around a little bit, but he's a good prospect.
Curiel has faced left-handed pitchers 19 times this year. He's 9 for 19. Pearson is 3 for 7. Brown is 3 for 6. Derek Coryell, even though he's a rookie, is developing into one of the best leadoff hitters in America.
I mean, we sound like a broken record because we say it each and every time, but I mean, as a true freshman, his on-base percentage now is right at about 600. I mean, that's incredible for a guy as inexperienced as he is. Through 65 at-bats.
He's also walked twice as many times as he struck out.
22 walks, 11 punch-outs now in the season. And that zone is definitely a hitter's zone at the moment. It is not a big one with Matthew Wilbanks behind the plate. These LSU hitters are able to kind of lock in right now and take the ones close to the corner.
Jones flicks that one foul. Jared Jones leads the team with 28 driven in and 7 homers. He's also doubled 8 times. 15 of his team leading 31 hits have been for extra bases. That works out to a slugging percentage of a whopping .845.
.92 miles an hour on that fastball.
Coryell takes a moderate lead at best at first. Jones flicks another one back into the net.
Jones might have overswung a little bit on that one. That was a 2-1 fastball, 91 miles an hour, and you see Jones was swinging for the downs, and why not? His freshman year, 14 bombs. Last season he doubled that, so this year he's going to hit 56, right, Lynn? Because he doubles it each and every year.
56, I think that's a little bit of a stretch. But basically, he hit one every 2 games last year.
And I think Coryell's rubbing off on Jones because his at-bats have been very patient and outstanding as well.
365 feet from the plate.
Yeah, that was actually an impressive fly ball out by Jared Jones because that ball might have hit on the bat about 6 inches above his hands, but yet somehow the big fella had enough juice on it to get it all the way to the warning track. That was actually a very good pitch by Libbert.
So here's Dickinson. Ball 1. Ball 2.
Not going to be a good day for Libbert if he keeps falling behind these LSU hitters. They are getting advantageous hitters counts early in this game.
Dickinson waits, crowds the plate, and hits a liner right to the glove of the third baseman. The throw back to first is not in time. That was a screamer down to Knutson on the hot corner. And let's check this defensive lineup for Missouri. Seals in center field is flanked by left fielder Daniels and right fielder Piccarelli. On the infield, it's Knutson and Lovich on the left side. Lawrence and Nicoletto on the right side of the diamond. Cerna is catching for the second straight game. And Libbert gets the start today for Missouri. 2 outs for Josh Pearson. Strike 1. Ronnie, going back to the Coryell walk, that means that he has been on base in every game this year. So Coryell doing what good leadoff men do, and that is apply pressure on the base paths. But in every game this year, he has reached at least once.
And this is an interesting situation. This will be a good time, Lynn, to turn Coryell loose. Not a big base stealer, but with 2 outs and a lefty Pearson at the plate, an opportunity to maybe think about sending him if you can guess right on the breaking ball.
I agree with you.
Because, I mean, worst case scenario, you lead off the inning with Pearson, who's obviously a guy who's been red hot the last couple of weeks, getting on base and a good base runner himself.
Pearson is batting .341. Tigers take an early 2-0 lead as Josh Pearson hits one.
Forget all that stealing and getting them in. Just play big ball. And that's the third home run for LSU in this so far this weekend.
And that moves Pearson's average against left-handed pitching to 4 for 8.
There's Milam, who had a homer yesterday. Hernandez and Milam both homered yesterday, and obviously Pearson so far today.
The monster out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. He's got a lot of family members here this weekend. (2-0) on the versatile Stephen Milam. There's a strike. Jake Brown is on deck, 2 outs. Milam sends a shot to center field. Seals is coming on, and he makes the catch. So Milam is retired to end the inning, but not before
in the dugout on the wall. He presents a scorecard to a player that represents the magic moment of the game, and it's usually uses it at a teaching point. Usually it's a guy at a leadoff walk in the 9th when they're down a run and they ended up winning the game. It's not always an obvious thing, like the guy who hit the 3-run homer. Well, yesterday he had the scorecard with him in front of the team, the lineup card rather, and he said, you know what, we're not going to give away a magic moment card tonight. Instead, we're going to give it to Miss Sandy Bertman and Coach Bertman in honor of Miss Sandy. And when he comes to practice in next week or something, we're going to frame it and we're going to present it to him as a team. And Miss Sandy Bertman tonight gets the magic moment. And I thought that was really cool. He asked the players, are y'all good with that? And they all, and to a man, said yes. And I thought that was a very classy thing for him to do. And as a former LSU Tiger, appreciate him doing that. You know, of course, one of the cool things he said in that speech, Lynn, was how the best part of his job is the relationship he had and has with Coach Bertman and, of course, Miss Sandy Bertman, who passed away Thursday night. And he said that's the best part of his job. And I thought he really was sincere with that gesture last night.
I agree completely.
And I know Coach is watching this game, and he's high on Eyanson. You see the breaking ball right there. He has 2 or 3 different kinds of breaking balls. That's why Coach Bertman likes him so much, because, yeah, everybody throws hard, but he's got the 12-6 get-it-over curveball. He has the 2-strike bender he can throw in the dirt. He has a little slurve that he saw right there, and he's going to be special for the Tigers this year.
He has struck out a pair now, and here is Jackson Lovich from Overland Park, Kansas. Terry Lawrence, who plays second base, will follow. Eyanson from the belt. Lovich waves and cannot find it. LSU leading 2-0 on a 2-out, 2-run home run by Josh Pearson. Lovich batting .328. He knocked one into the bleachers last night. Let's take a look at this swing, Ronnie.
Yeah, there was 0-0, and Lovich, wiry fella, drove that one oppo taco into the bleachers. And at that moment, Missouri was up 2-0, feeling good about it. 35 strikeouts in 24 innings coming into this game.
And 3 so far, including 2 in a row. Here's Lawrence. Trey Lawrence came to the plate 3 times without a hit yesterday. He did walk once. That's a mitt popper, but it misses at 95 miles an hour.
Yeah, both fastballs 95, and they just missed. I mean, they were down in the zone just a hair.
Here's the 2-0. It's swung on and lifted into right field. Pearson is coming on. He locates it, and he makes the catch. A 1-2-3 inning, a very tidy performance in the top of the second by Anthony Eyanson. And we move to the bottom of the second inning. LSU on a 2-run home run leads 2-0. It's a rain tonight. Ronnie, these are magnificent conditions for baseball here as we approach the start of spring in a week or so by the calendar. But a lot of water on this field this afternoon, but it just sucked off and just really percolated down through that sand and charcoal and gravel, and everything is really in good shape right now.
They do a tremendous job here at the box. The field itself drains extremely well, and of course they have one of the best crews in America, because it was oogle about 3:30 this afternoon. Terrible skies, just absolutely pouring, and now it's a Chamber of Commerce evening.
Brock Daniels had some problems yesterday locating balls and making catches. He had to run a long way, but it was off his glove. That's one he could have caught and probably should have caught. But Jake Brown never hesitated as we take another look.
Yeah, Jake Brown's been swinging a hot bat, and they're going to rule this a triple. Now, this is one of those where absolutely it should have been caught, and maybe in the big leagues they call that an error, but they're going to give him a triple, and Jake Brown showed some pretty good wheels as he was scooting. He didn't think double at all. He was going 3 all the way.
So LSU has a pair of hits and 7 total bases. Here's Hernandez, who tattooed one over the left field wall yesterday with a teammate aboard. This is lifted up the elevator shaft behind the plate, and a sure catch by Cerna. That was well done, Ronnie.
That was a big out, especially with that runner at third.
So Hernandez fouls out to his counterpart. And now Braswell comes to the plate with Brown still hugging third base. Braswell was 0 for 2 yesterday. He scored a run and was hit by a pitch. Just about everybody was in the Tiger lineup. Ball 1.
I don't see that very often in LSU baseball histories, particularly over the last about 40 years. Fully. And that was well done by Michael Braswell.
That's a fair ball. Chris Stanfield rounds first. He's on his way to second base. Here's the throw. It's cut off. Stanfield with a 2-bagger, standing at second, his second double of the season, and LSU has been coming to the plate with authority here in the first couple of innings.
Nice production from the bottom of the order. 7, 8, 9 really coming through. That was just a...
How about this for an early oddity? LSU needs a single to hit for the cycle. Tigers have had a home run, they've had a triple, they've had a double. They're doing it in reverse order.
Got a pretty good chance with this guy at the plate.
Curiel walked in the first inning.
LSU's played 19 games. This is their 20th game of the season. Curiel has started every single game, and he has now 22 walks. So that's over 1 a game.
And been on base in every game. 2 for 5 yesterday.
As well as he has 29 hits in those 19-plus games.
Well, he drove in 3 runs yesterday at the top of the order. Curiel has been murderous with runners in scoring position, but batting .526 in situations like these. There's a nice bender for a strike. Curiel uses that wide, slightly open stance. And he takes the pitch a little bit wide. Will Libbert has given up 2 in the first and 1 in the second. Curiel chops it to the right side. And he's retired by Lawrence. And the side is out. But the Tigers come back with a squeeze bunt, a suicide squeeze from Braswell, scoring Brown from third, and extend the lead to 3-0 as we go to the third inning here in Baton Rouge. Of 3.17. All the numbers are in the right place for the Tigers through actually about the first third of the season already. So Pierre Seals, who came in yesterday to play center field after Caden Pierce. Keegan Knutson is at the plate, hitting .250 with a couple driven in.
Knutson out of Janesville, Wisconsin. That's right there by Beloit, Wisconsin, the southern part of the state near the Illinois line.
Did you play minor league ball up there?
In Beloit, yeah. And they, when the coaches talk about Knutson, they talk about his consistency. Kind of plays the game the right way. One of these guys that hustles on and off the field, and hasn't gotten it going really yet offensively. .250 at the moment, but he's one of the leaders of this team.
He was 1 for 4 yesterday. He nearly swung himself off his feet. Eyanson has been given a cushion with a 2-run home run in the first inning from Josh Pearson and a suicide squeeze RBI bunt by Braswell, scoring Brown from third. Two and one on the Missouri third baseman. Goldbeck is on deck. A moderate lead from first by Seals. He draws a throw. These teams will conclude the series tomorrow. Weather should not be a factor. That's a 1 o'clock start, Baton Rouge time. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss.
That was a nice fastball because of the angle. Very over the top, downward movement. That ball is really tumbling down in the zone with good tilt. Even at a hitter's count, plenty of juice to get past the hitter.
Hudson went up there cutting but couldn't make any contact. And that is strikeout number 4 for Anthony Eyanson.
Now the release point and the look from the hitter is exactly the same. I mean, it looks just like the fastball until about halfway there when you realize, oof, that's not fastball spin. And it's just really good pitch by Eyanson. He has just been locked in this year.
The runner bluffs from first base. And the pitch is off the mark to Goldbeck. Goldbeck tried to bunt his way on in the first inning and was thrown out by Braswell. Eyanson transferred to LSU last summer after a couple of seasons at UC San Diego. The opponents batted .190 against him over the course of 82 innings in 2024.
And opponents are batting .186 against them this year so far through 4+ starts.
That is pretty salty, isn't it?
And the thing that's impressive today is Eyanson's gotten off to a fast start. 0s on the board through the first 2 innings, because against North Alabama and Nebraska, his last 2 starts, that was not the case. He was kind of fighting an uphill climb after, giving up a few runs in each of the first couple of innings against those teams. And here he is stepping up in competition against Missouri in conference play, and he has been lights out.
7 innings, only 2 hits allowed, couple of walks, 15 strikeouts. That was a career high in his outing March 8th against North Alabama.
That was a week ago. 15 punchies
in 7 innings. I mean, that's ranch-like.
Rance Bernard High days, maybe. But no, that was. And the thing about it is, Jay Johnson left him in the game, even though in the first couple innings he wasn't super sharp. He left him in the game, let him fight through some things. He figured it out and was on cruise control, dominating North Alabama a week ago.
Eyanson's father is a college professor. His mother works in a chiropractic office. There will be no play on this. That's pretty close.
Boy, that was close. Eyanson turned right at the perfect time as the base runner was taking one more step. And that made made the first base umpire think a little bit. Eric Gaucher over there.
That'll notch your shorts if you're trying to get back as a base runner. Here's the pitch. Close again, but safe. Eyanson is one of 6 siblings. He's got 3 brothers and 2 sisters.
Well, Seals is definitely helping the hitter by taking that aggressive lead at first base, because he has thrown over a ton, and you hope if you're Missouri that maybe it distracts Eyanson a little bit. He makes a mistake to the hitter.
The lead is a little shorter this time, but he's off with the pitch, and that is driven into right field on the hit and run, and Seals will easily make third. He'll put on the brakes there as the throw comes back to the infield. Seals jockeying for position from first, and eventually it pays off.
Yeah, Goldbeck got a breaking ball, not a bad one, just kind of a little bit too much center cut. And Seals with that aggressive approach, real nice job that time by Missouri.
So 2 hits in the first and 2 more in the third. LSU will play at double play depth with 1 out and a 3-0 lead. A good hitter coming to the plate for Missouri, one of their best in Mateo Serna. Eyanson struck him out in the first. He's hitting .375 with runners in scoring position.
Serna, who plays wide receiver with that number 88 jersey and also hits for the Missouri Tigers.
He had a late home run in the 8th inning last night after striking out twice and grounding out.
Yeah, Missouri did have 3 home runs in the game yesterday. Peer, Serna, and Lovich all homered for Missouri in that 12-5 loss.
One ball, 1 strike, 1 on. Runners on the corners for Missouri. LSU got 2 in the first on the home run by Josh Pearson. And an RBI sacrifice bunt by Michael Braswell produced the other run in the second. It's a gorgeous evening unfolding for baseball here in Louisiana's capital city. The outfield is deep, maybe 2 or 3 steps deeper than normal, and pretty much straight away. That's a mitt popper, but it's inside.
All right. You tell me. I know we're not right behind the plate, but boy, that ball looks like it catches a lot of white. Now, Hernandez, I thought, was a little jumpy with that glove. If you pull it too quick, you got to smoothly kind of frame the pitch. If you move your arm too much, even on a good pitch, it sometimes throws off the umpire, and he'll think you're trying to pull it into the strike zone.
Can I give you a little inside information on catchers framing balls?
And you were an outstanding catcher at Bolton High back in the day.
But
so go ahead.
I talked to a lot of umpires about this. When the catcher moves his glove, they're automatically thinking it's not a strike, because if it were a strike, you wouldn't move the glove. So it really works against you. talk to any umpire, and they'll tell you if a catcher jerks his glove, if he makes the catch and moves his glove, trying to get it back over the plate, umpire's thinking that wasn't a strike,
right,
even if it was borderline, because he moved his glove. If it was a strike, he wouldn't move his glove, right?
No, I mean, that's, yeah, we're making the same point, no doubt. I think this is definitely a situation where your pitching coach is going out there waiting for the umpire, and he's going to,
right,
give him a little bit right there. You could see.
You see, we've got a monitor up here. See that with the arrow on it? If you'll punch that right there, that's going to give us a shot of the bullpen. Nobody's warming up right now. That's the LSU bullpen. I mean, I know this high-tech stuff.
Thank you, Lynn. Appreciate you.
Did you see anybody warming up when you looked at the monitor?
There is not, nor do they need to have anyone warming up. Eyanson's just fine. There it is. For those at home that were wondering what you were getting. By the way, the camera in the bullpen got hit by a ball from the catcher yesterday, throwing the ball back to the pitcher. Curious who that catcher was that made such a bad throw.
He might have been cut. Runner on first is moving. There's a ball that's fumbled around behind the plate. And that'll be a stolen base for Goldbeck. So this Missouri team,
they're applying the pressure right here.
They are.
They've got, they're leading
at least a second out. And now we're going to have a gathering of the umpires. So a lot of palaver between the umpires right now. And to be quite honest, I am unaware of what this is about.
Clock violation, ball 4, and Jay Johnson's gonna lose his mind here.
I'm trying to read lips, but I'm not doing a very good job of it.
Well, Eyanson was on the mound. He stepped off the back of the rubber.
And if you disengage, that may... So the bases are full of Missouri Tigers. A base hit, a strikeout, a base hit, and a walk. And here's Nicoletto. One swing could propel Missouri into the lead.
Boy, Eyanson's really got to lock in right here mentally.
Swing and a miss. And LSU's bullpen will indeed become busy now. William Schmidt and Connor Ware are both jogging to the bullpen.
Caden Nicoletto is the leading hitter, 388 average on the year, 3 doubles, a couple of homers.
There's a throw back to third, not in time. But Hernandez drawing the attention of Seals at third.
Kind of like the confidence right there. And Hernandez came out with a clear shot, made a nice throw down to Braswell. In a tight situation with bases loaded, he had the confidence to throw it down there and made it close.
Eyanson delivers, swing and a miss. Ronnie, this is a bit unusual because for Eyanson, this is a first this year. He has not pitched with the bases loaded until now.
Shows you how many strikes he throws. He's only had 5 walks on the year.
The crowd coming to full throat. The 1-2 pitch. Fought foul. Nicoletto got enough of it to propel it into the net and remain alive. The count holds at 1-2.
I think you saw 2 breaking balls. Nicoletto swinging with a 0-0 count on a breaking ball in the dirt. I think that was just an eye changer. I think they'll go back to the bender.
Look how. And Seals scores, and Goldbeck gets to third.
Yeah, Nicoletto, watch where his hand's 12 inches off the barrel of the bat. Way up there. There's Pete Rose type of 2-strike choke approach, and had plenty enough juice to get the run in and get, but LSU will trade the run for the out in that situation.
Runners on the corners with 2 gone now, and here's Brock Daniels, who had a base hit last time. And this will be another chance for Stanfield. He's drifting back, feeling for the wall. He is up next to the wall, a step from it, and makes the catch in one of the deepest parts of the ballpark. So a shaky inning for the Tigers, but they get out of it. Leads the team with 28 runs driven in. Daniel Dickinson is just 1 behind. Stephen Milam has produced 22 driven in. Derek Curiel, and this is at the top of the order, has knocked in 19. Josh Pearson with 18 and Jake Brown with 15. All of those in double-figure numbers, and that's a lot of production through the first 19 games or so for LSU.
I mean, the entire LSU starting offense has been tremendous. Really the only position that there's sort of really a battle is third between Braswell and Reeves. And they're waiting for kind of one of those guys to kind of take charge. I think right now, Coach Jay Johnson's going with Braswell because he's had left-handed starters from Missouri each of the first couple of games. But everywhere else, guys are having outstanding years or starts to the season.
Jones sends this one up the elevator shaft, and it's handled by Lovich, the shortstop near second base. Jones has flied to right and now popped up to short, and it brings on Daniel Dickinson, who lined out to Knutson at third base last time.
Yeah, last time up, Daniel Dickinson hit the ball about as hard as you humanly possibly can. It was caught by the third baseman in self-defense.
Let's get you updated on softball that's being played not too far from here in Tiger Park. LSU trailed at 1-0 to Kentucky, but now leads 3-1 in the bottom of the third. Macy Bajaran has had a 3-run home run for the Tigers, and on the strength of that, LSU's softball team is looking to win for the second time against Kentucky in the series and has a 3-1 lead in the third inning right now. Dickinson out of Richland, Washington. Will Libbert remains in the game. The Tigers lead it 3-1. That's a high strike.
Here you see Dickinson, 359 average, 6 homers. The #2 Baseball America college transfer this past offseason out of Utah Valley.
He started all 59 games there last year. Was the player of the year, the all-WAC preseason second baseman. D1 baseball WAC preseason player of the year, all of this last year. Ronnie, he only missed 1 start in 2 years at Utah Valley.
A very durable player. Can play really anywhere on the infield. He's playing obviously second base this year, and D1Baseball.com had him a top 50 second baseman in the nation preseason.
We come your way in the bottom of the third inning. A drive well struck to right field. Piccarelli goes back. He's on the warning track, and he makes the catch. That ball hit about 360 feet or so.
We're only in the bottom of the third, and we've had a number of warning track fly balls for both teams today.
We have. Here's Pearson, who did a little better than the warning track last time. His 2-run home run with 2 outs propelled LSU to the early lead.
Off the bat, it looked like it might be, fly ball, maybe close to the fence, and then it just kept going and going, had that backspin on it and ran it halfway up the bleachers.
1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody on base, 2 outs. Lippert is trying to retire the Tigers in order for the first time. Pearson falls behind 1-2. LSU only hit 9 home runs in its first 10 games. But in the following 10 games, it has more than double that. It's had 22 homers in the last 10 games, one of those tonight.
Yeah, as the weather has heated up, so have the LSU bats. And today, today it's starting to feel like summer. It's hot and humid here at the box, and the ball is definitely carried out a little different yesterday and today.
The wind is blowing out, but it has subsided somewhat from earlier in the day. And really not much of that much of a factor right now. The 2-2 pitch is lifted into right field. Piccarelli was backing up. Now he is under it, and he makes the play. 3 fly ball outs for LSU in the third. They go without a base runner for the first time. And we move forward with LSU's Tigers